Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. I'm checking some new settings to see if this is going to record right, because I've got a new setup. I've moved my computer and where I use it, and I've got a new system and stuff, so I've got a lot of changes and things, so I've had to set up my recording program and all sorts all over again. So this is a 1v1 game. I'm using Russia, my opponent's using Ukraine, and we're on the map Titan VIP. And it's a new map, one of the RAGL 12 maps. So it's, and I like this one. It's a new map. I'd never played on it before, and my opponent hadn't played on it either. But during this early capture phase, he's got a dog here, and I built one rifle and my engineer. So I've got my first oil derrick under the capture now, being captured, and I've been beaten to this point, but I only lost one rifle to find out. But now my opponent's just churned out his engineer, so he, by building his rifles first, he did get to take control of this main oil derrick, the main contestable oil derrick. But by me building my engineer first, I actually got the capture first, so I'm ahead now. Even though he's taken control of this area, I'm actually ahead. So there's the best of, both ideas, both methods have their ups and downs. So it's but initially I had the advantage because he still hasn't got an oil, so my method so far works. And I decided to hold back and be defensive rather than waste units against a prepared position. So now he's going for his other oil derrick. Once he captures that, he will be ahead because now he's even. But he's even with the main oil derrick in the centre. He's in control of that. So at this point, he's got the advantage now. He's sending his dog to investigate, do a bit of scouting. See what's happening. There he goes. Yeah, he revealed my coneyard and a power plant, but that's it. And he's still got the centre. We're both building rocket troops now. But I've got my scout vehicle. So this is the point I'm going to decide to push. And my opponent's got his scout vehicle in place. But at this point, our build orders are very close. I've sniped one rocket trooper. I should have kept that back. That scout, that APC. I was lucky for it to survive. But I wasn't making use of the walls. I've got my engineer out there, but look at that. So many squashes. And I wasn't factoring the walls into blocking line of sight and things like that. I could have done far better. But I thought I'd taken this engagement by destroying that scout vehicle, and then this happens. So now my engineer's running again. I have to repair my scout vehicle, and that's the end of that. Lost that engagement, and my opponent's now got a 2-to-1 advantage in oil derricks. I've lost my engineer, and he's also captured the hospital that I didn't even know about. I wasn't aware of the hospitals, being my first time on this map, so that was a bit stupid. So I've got that repaired now, and army values are very close. Even after I just took a loss, I am slightly ahead, very slightly. But yeah, he's captured that hospital. Now his engineer's idle. Army values are identical, very close. My opponent's got his MCV out. I have. But I think, yeah, his fourth refinery was ready to place. Mine still isn't. It's ready now. So my movement of the MCV was fine. I was just slightly behind. But there he's moving his engineer, look, along the edge of the map. And you don't do that. See, I'm placing some rifle guards just to track the limit of his expansion. There you go, dead engineer. Just don't do that. You may as well have sent him back and use him later. There's all sorts you could do. He could have moved him around the map around here and waited for a point where he could maybe attack here and then capture my MCV with his spare engineer, rather than just throwing it away like that. It's better to take a chance that may pay off than take that chance that won't. But he's scouting ahead of his MCV there, so he did well. That MCV was ordered back to safety well before it was in danger, so he was on the ball there. And his flak truck is ranked up again, so he's doing alright with that flak truck. What about my APC? Yeah, it's still around, but it hasn't done any work like the flak truck has. Flak truck killed my engineer, don't forget. And now my rifle guard is revealing the position of the enemy. I know where his forces are because I heard tank fire. So I can attack here and reinforce here. And I know I've got some units there already, look. That's where my production is. I believe he's coming here. So I know I can attack. Going for that initial expansion point of his because it's important, this flow of cash for the enemy. I've got an ore truck or two there already, and I know this is dealt with. I know I can handle this attack, and it's just a case of doing what damage I can here while these guys defend themselves. And I'm building, there's my second war factory, and I'm surrounding the enemy with base defences, so they're doomed. I'm still taking out assets here. Very good. Just enough assets to do the job. There's a third ore truck. There's another tank. I've got a few base defences taken out, but here we are now. He's rallying forces to try and defeat me, because he needs this area. He needs it. But it's left him open for me to hit him here with my force that has fought off those attackers. So yeah, he's defeated that force here, but I've still got a severe advantage and a positional advantage because I've knocked him off his expansions. Now this is where I overcommit, because I can see he's got forces there, but by not wanting to destroy the refinery, I've actually messed it up, because I wanted to use that radar dome to give me some extra vision and use my vehicles to balance his vision advantage and then go for an infiltration, but I completely messed it up. By the time, you see, I've got thieves coming now. By the time they're arriving on scene, these thieves, you know, they can't make it. See, push back. There's a wasted thief, 500. And I haven't done the work that I should have been doing with my other units, so it was a really big mistake me trying this. See, the thieves are going for the infiltration. One dead, another dead. So now I realise that's, you know, that was a mistake, expending resources just to waste them. And now I realise that I'm going to lose all this, but I do make an efficient fight of it. So I've got the view range advantage. They're targeting these structures, so my units can go to work and do a bit of damage, kill a lot of the enemy in a situation where they're not killing many of mine, because they're trying to kill these buildings. Look. So all the work these guys have been doing, they've done nothing, because they're shooting at that building. As long as I save it, take it away, all their work was wasted. So sadly I've lost my radar dome, but this has to be saved. And also the ore truck is to be saved. That was for distraction purposes and to get me an extra ore truck. But I'm repairing that now. That would be a good use for an engineer at this point. Save the money and repairs and just use an idle engineer. But I pushed them back again and I've got a good advantage in army size. The enemy just isn't threatening me anywhere. They're struggling to hold this push, basically, and they need to combine their units with their defences, because otherwise they're going to be defeated. But now they've got the advantage. I've overcommitted, and they've got a larger army value now. But because of the money situation, I know I need resources. I need to secure more, so I'm going to try and make some sort of a defensive effort here, where I've got defences and production, and then build here to get some more resources. But look, these guys are dying and being destroyed while these guys are here busy attacking that. So it's just piecemeal destruction, so it was an effective defence. It stopped them, and he's probably realised that he can't really gain anything by pushing through that. But yeah, I'm building up here. He's got his base defences going, and now I've decided to push forward a bit. I've replaced my radar dome. And my opponent's really hard up for cash now. But our army values are close. He's ahead. So now he should have backed off. He shouldn't be sending more reinforcements. He should pull these back and sweep around here, destroy all this, because I'm still expanding. And he's not. He's going to try to, look here, but he's not going to. He's not going to be able to. And there's, I've got an engineer capturing. He's on shift command, so he captures that. As soon as it's captured, he'll move to safety. Down this way, look. It's the shift Q command. And now I've got V2s in action. There's another eco transfer, because I need the cash to keep flowing. And my opponent's struggling for cash, but I'm starting to recover. Army values are still very close, but I'm ahead at this point. Yeah, as the V2's going to work, I've got an airfield, so that's my support powers are beginning to count down. Yeah, and he's moving his forces onto a flank to try and take out these V2s. He knows he needs to, and he's expanding up here. Luckily, my Tesla coil warned me and is protecting those assets as well. V2's just stripping away key assets. Oh, it's a shame that I lost it to a flame tower. But they're stripping away key assets, doing a lot of good work, and he's got no choice to start bringing his reinforcements straight into the battle again. And I'm not overcommitting, I'm backing off, I'm basically keeping my V2s safe so that I can keep killing the enemy with these V2s. Just use my units to screen them, let the V2s do the work. Lovely. They are great units, V2s, they are my favourites. But I lost the other one, down to 1 now, I think. Didn't actually see how I lost the other, it's probably splash damage of some kind. But army values, yeah, still in my favour. And now I've got an aircraft to spot for my V2s, and my opponent's put air GGs. So, and the scores are close, look. There we go. That was a good fun game, and one of the first games I've had for, on this map, one of the first games I've had for a little while that I'm going to post as well. So I'll go through the basic stats, but when my opponent saw those my air units appear and was like air GGs, I need to remember that the next time I face this particular opponent, he doesn't like aircraft, so I need to make sure that I build air units as early as possible to take advantage of that. If he believes it is at a disadvantage if I've got air forces and he hasn't, then I need to get those air units into action quickly. And it's like an opponent that thinks they can't win if you've got 3 oils and they've only got 1 in the early game. If they think they can't win because of that and they quit, then next time I play them, I'm going to go out of my way to get 3 oils in the early game, just to use those rules and those misconceptions that they operate by, use those against them, you know. So it's always worth remembering, if your opponents have got particular things they're not keen on, then remember that, you know. If they think they can't win if you've got 3 oil derricks, then they think they can't win when they've got 1, then get 3 oil derricks, game done. So it's always worth remembering little features of certain players like that. Just as important as remembering their tactics are remembering the rules they operate by and use those against them. But there's a game I thought was a fairly fun game, a bit of tech and that. But I hope everyone enjoyed viewing, and until next time, goodbye and thank you. So see you next time.
Battle control terminated.